The Redmi K100 Pro Max teardown is finally here, after getting at least 78 requests for it every single day. Compared to the K90 Pro Max's subwoofer, will the audio quality get that massive upgrade we predicted? And just how much of a boost does that screen with green luminescent material actually give? We'll find out after this teardown. Let's get right down to it, boss long. Let's get started. The Redmi K100 Pro Max just dropped, and I went straight to the store to snag a 12/12GB model for this teardown. Yeah, this set me back 4,799 yuan. So looking at that, it's gotta be the most expensive Redmi phone in history, right? First, let's check out the look. This red is seriously flashy. Don't worry about who it looks like. Whoever releases it first is the original. So which of these two deco designs do you guys think looks better? Now let's take a closer look at how this upgraded screen display stacks up against the previous generation. The most significant change here is the switch from using red to green luminescent material. Utilizing green pixels means it can achieve the exact same brightness as the red ones, but with significantly lower power consumption, and the screen should last much longer as well. When comparing these two generations side by side, I bet you can easily tell which one has the red pixels without me even having to say a word. If you can spot the difference, drop a 1 in the comment section below. If you can't, you might really need to get your eyes checked. Now, I imagine some of you might be wondering, if this is indeed the current trend, will the upcoming M12 model eventually switch over to using a blue luminescent material? Alright, I think that is quite enough for the exterior inspection. Just how significant is the internal upgrade we are looking at this time around? So without any further ado, let us go ahead and get this teardown process started. First, we will place it onto the heating plate for about 2.5 minutes, then we will use some isopropyl alcohol and a prying tool to carefully pop off the back cover. The back cover material remains the same as the last generation. It's still fiberglass. Let's start with the phone's main highlight, the integrated subwoofer. The technical specs are identical to last time, utilizing the same AAC 1620 size component. The difference is that the previous one was oriented vertically, while this one is horizontal. Now, some of you might be asking, why did they decide to flip it sideways this time? My guess is that they decided to change the internal orientation specifically to avoid the issues with the top speaker. You see, the top speaker on the previous generation actually fired from the bottom, and then the sound had to be guided through a curved layer inside the frame to reach the top outlet. After all that refraction, you would end up losing some of the high frequencies. So to avoid that loss, they moved the speaker up a bit this time. Instead of firing from the bottom, it now fires from the side, with the speaker outlet lined up directly with the holes in the frame. Thanks to this significant improvement, this generation's 1115D can now handle both the deep lows and the crisp highs with ease. You can clearly tell the K100 Pro Max has undergone a whole series of systematic changes, specifically for better high-frequency performance. So just how much of an improvement is it really? Let's go ahead and have a listen. I have only the top speakers turned on for both of these units. You guys can hear the difference, right? Right. Next, look at these two LED beads on the corners, combined with the light guide plate on the back. That's the new floating light ring design. Under the cover is a 50W wireless charging coil. The motherboard cover on the left integrates the rear mic, ambient light sensor, IR blaster, and a flash. Alright, let's keep going and disconnect all the camera cables. The main camera has been upgraded to a 200mm Samsung HP5 sensor, sized at 1.56 inch. The actual shots are definitely sharper than the K90 Pro Max, but the sensor size is actually smaller than the 1.31 inch on the K90 Pro Max, so low light performance might not be as good as before. I guess you win some, you lose some. So do you guys care more about high pixel counts or a larger sensor? The remaining telephoto, wide-angle, and front-facing cameras all feature the exact same specifications as the previous generation. Overall, the resulting photo quality really isn't all that different from before. But then again, this particular device is really designed more for gaming and music playback. Okay, let's go ahead and pop these cables loose so we can get this motherboard out. The processors used this time around are still the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, paired with a secondary dedicated graphics chip. However, Redmi has been fine-tuning this specific chip for over a year now, so there is bound to be a noticeable difference. According to the claims made at the launch event, the benchmark scores should be quite different as well. Wait, hold on, what? How is it 20,000 points lower? I distinctly remember them saying it could hit 4.5 million points right at the launch. Maybe it's just a bit of variance between individual units. Honestly, if we're strictly talking about raw performance, the K90 Pro Max's chip is still more than enough, and it's significantly cheaper. I actually saw a like-new one, complete with the original box on Teardown for only 2,988 yuan. That's nearly 1,000 yuan cheaper than buying a brand new one. You simply can't find specs this good for that price brand new. And since Teardown performs multiple rounds of official inspections, you can really buy with total peace of mind. Aside, moving on to the middle section, the battery capacity got a huge boost this time, all the way up to 9,070 mAh. That's a full 1,500 mAh. More than the last gen. Comparing the battery footprint of both, this one is definitely bigger. The manufacturer is still Dongguan Sanwo. Finally, let's take out these bottom screws. That says that. Here, the bottom speaker shares the same specifications as the top one. Both are AAC's 1115D units. Next, we will disconnect the cables and remove the subboard. This board supports 100-watt fast charging and USB 3.2 transfer speeds. Lastly, let us pull out the motor. Measuring the size, it's the same 0815 as the last gen, and the supplier is still DMEGC. Alright, the K100 Pro Max teardown is done. Looking at the internals, the main upgrades are some audio optimizations, the screen refresh rate jumping from 120Hz to 185Hz, and the most noticeable one, a much bigger battery. So considering that 1000 yuan price cap, would you go for the cheaper K90 Pro Max or the superior K100 Pro Max? Let me know in the comments.